I'm Chris Rice, Patty, Master Scuba Diver Trainer.
I'm CJ Rice, Dive Master.
I'd like to welcome you to Above and Below H2O. What you're about to see is done by trained professionals. Please do not attempt this on your own, especially if you've not had the proper training. It is extremely dangerous if you do not have the proper training.
Do not do this at home.
That's right. Do not do this. Let's go diving.
Above and Below H2O is brought to you by Part City, Disc-Dupers, Macaulay Siding and Windows, Maximum Site Design.
This episode we are in Key West, Florida. This is the Captain's Corner. This is the dive facility we have chosen to use to go out to dive on the USS Vandenberg. The ship was placed in service in 1958 and has served with the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Air Force, and is now serving as an artificial reef. It took 1 minute and 44 seconds for the ship to reach the bottom of the ocean floor on its day of sinking, May the 27th in 2009. This ship served as a television set for the movie The Virus in 1998. We take our ride out. The ship is located 6 miles out of Key West in the Marine Sanctuary. The ship, being down, has virtually been taken over by the fish immediately after reaching the bottom. The artificial reef program was started in 1996. Unfortunately, our coral reefs are not able to sustain themselves because of things that we are doing to the environment and things that are happening within overfishing and such with the oceans. So the reef program was started so that we could boost the reefs and give the fish more places to go to repopulate.
Now, if you notice there's holes in this ship, and you see many fish around here, this ship is used as a special place for these fish to go and get away from big fish so they can grow up and to be big fish themselves.
The ship was also sunk for recreational diving. It's in about 120 to 130 feet of water, which is well within the recreational limits. Most of the dives that we were doing on the decks here are about 100 feet. You'll notice since here we are in 2014, coral has done a lot to take over the ship.
Now, if you're just a regular recreational diver, you do not want to penetrate this ship. This ship is the second largest shipwreck in the United States. The first largest is the aircraft carrier that is sunk off the coast of Florida also.
That would be the Oriskany. The Oriskany, most of it is at technical depths. Very little bit of the superstructure is available for recreational divers. But Florida and the Keys, there are several ships that are available for recreational divers, and we will be visiting many of those ships during our segments. This is the radar tower that you saw when the ship was originally sunk, was setting up on top. As the ship hit the bottom, the tower was then relocated down here on the side of the deck and was chained off and made safe so that it would not impede any danger to any recreational divers that might be on it. As we've visited this ship over the years, we have dove on it over the past 3 years, those radar towers are disintegrating and becoming less and less intact. This is midship. The locals call this Duval Street.
It's very important as you're diving on this ship to make sure you take a compass heading. You can get yourself turned around and not know where you are. It's such a large ship.
And pay attention to the mooring block that you descend the boat on. Your boat captain will give you an orientation and tell you where he is on the boat. It's very important to remember where you went down for your descent line so that your ascent, you'll come up and be at your boat and not get caught in the current at the surface.
Now, if you notice, we had a barracuda swim off there. The barracuda that were on this wreck were quite larger than any of the barracuda we have saw on the reefs. This is looking down on the radar towers. You can see how much they have moved from where they were originally purposed.
As we swim up the deck, you can look into the side rooms, and the fish have definitely taken over the interior of this ship. This is a descent on another dive that we did on the same ship. After we had reached the line, very little current, and we did a nice straight fall to the ship. Notice this was a year later, how much the towers had changed.
Hey, guess what? You can tweet us. Tweet me at Above and Below CJ.
You can tweet me at Above and Below CR.
Keep tweeting. Tweet, tweet.
Changing your own motor oil can save you money and time, but it can also be messy. From the moment the drain plug comes out until the last quart is added, it's anyone's guess where the oil will land. Keep it clean, quick, and easy with an oil change kit from Part City Auto Parts, on sale for $5, including shop towels, a funnel, drain pan, and hand cleaner.
Cumberland Auto Parts, 718 West Avenue, Crossville, and 6149 South York Highway, Clark Range. Your Part City Auto Parts store.
Part City.
Hello, I'm Harry McCulley with McCulley Siding and Windows. Now ladies, I know you're all about your home looking its best. Whether it's replacement windows, siding, vinyl deck and railings, redecorating your kitchen or bathroom, or adding your own beautiful Better Living sunroom. At McCulley's, we know what you like and offer exclusive quality products and professional installation by our certified installers. Come see our showroom or go to McCulleySiding.com. Remember, we make home improvement easy. McCulley Siding and Windows, Crossville, Tennessee.
Need a website for your business? Maximum Site Design. Complete web design responsive with all current devices, desktops, smartphones, and tablets. With our SEO experience, we will move your business website to the top of the search engines. Visit us at MaximumSiteDesign.com. This segment, our video footage, is from this year's dive, April the 1st, 2014. Notice how the ship has deteriorated and how the coral has taken a larger hold on it.
Now looking up, the water looks clear and you actually can see the surface there, even though we're 100 foot down.
The diver coming down the descent line to join us on this dive. Our descent usually takes about a minute to 2 minutes. We are starting midship.
A nice good video here of a barracuda. He was nice and pretty there.
Again, you'll notice the deterioration of the vessel.
Now the parrotfish, they help in the process of eating the coral off this, so this is another nice feeding station for all our saltwater friends.
Again, this ship is so large, it's impossible to see it all in one dive. We've dove this ship for two dives for the past 4 years, and still many sections of the ship we've never covered.
Each year we go through, there's more and more fish on this ship. They're discovering it and using it as safe havens for them. You see bigger and bigger parrotfish, bigger and bigger snapper, and even bigger barracuda.
There are several groupers that call this ship home as well. Unfortunately, we were not able to get any on footage on this dive.
There's also supposedly a big green moray eel, but unfortunately we didn't get to see it either. As we're swimming along here, we just happened to discover some type of invertebrate. Now looky here, we also discover an urchin. Very pretty, but also can be very painful if you touch it. You notice he's actually quite big too. He's about a foot tall there. Now look at this fantastic little creature. This is called a bristled worm. Now if you touch them, the sting can be very painful and you could swell up. They can be 1 millimeter long up to 9 foot in length. So these creatures can get really big. The barracuda on this ship are so used to divers that they don't mind getting close to us. Notice the butterfly fish. There are several different species and colors of butterfly fish on this ship. Look at this beautiful French angel. Very big and very pretty.
They too have a beak-like mouth where they're able to eat off of the coral.
But it's not the coral they're eating, it's the algae.
Notice the difference in the satellite dish from our previous segment.
Steel is strong, but the evasiveness of salt water is even stronger than steel.
Could you just imagine all the years that this ship served as a transfer ship? Many soldiers, prisoners of war, refugees that walked the decks, and now here it lays at the bottom of the ocean.
Another urchin. This ship has been quite the home for the urchins. The secret this ship has, in the many decades that it has served, it'll still be down here serving a purpose for the rest of its years it lays here.
We've reached the limits of our no decompression dive time. We start our ascent up the line, do our safety stops, and reboard the ship for a surface interval.
Do you know how deep barracuda can be found and how fast they can swim?
Changing your own motor oil can save you money and time, but it can also be messy. From the moment the drain plug comes out until the last quart is added, it's anyone's guess where the oil will land. Keep it clean, quick, and easy with an oil change kit from Part City Auto Parts, on sale for $5, including shop towels, a funnel, drain pan, and hand cleaner.
Cumberland Auto Parts, 718 West Avenue, Crossville, and 6149 South York Highway, Clark Range. Your Part City Auto Parts store.
Part City.
Hello, I'm Harry McCulley with McCulley Siding and Windows. Now ladies, I know you're all about your home looking its best. Whether it's replacement windows, siding, vinyl deck and railings, redecorating your kitchen or bathroom, or adding your own beautiful Better Living sunroom. At McCulley's, we know what you like and offer exclusive quality products and professional installation by our certified installers. Come see our showroom or go to McCulleySiding.com. Remember, we make home improvement easy. McCulley Siding and Windows, Crossville, Tennessee.
Crossville Scuba Center. If you're into scuba diving or want to get into the sport, we have all the equipment to get you started. From masks, fins, and snorkels to regulators, VCs, and wetsuits, we have everything you need to make your scuba experience the best it can be. Crossville Scuba Center, 931-456-0128.
The Barracuda can be found at depths up to 325 feet. They can swim at an impressive 25 miles per hour to catch their prey.
This is our second dive. We've done a surface interval of an hour to off-gas some excessive nitrogen to make a safe dive. Unfortunately, your second dive will not be as long as your first dive because of the residual nitrogen absorbed in your tissues, and it also will not be as deep or to the same depth. It has to be a shallower dive. So you'll notice that we're a little higher up on the wreck. Again, we come down on the bow, and we're just kind of hanging around the upper layers of this structure.
If you notice, we're all sticking together as a buddy group system. We have one diver that leads the group and everybody's paired up, and then we have one diver at the back.
It's very important that if you're not trained for penetration, for wreck diving, do not attempt this. There are certain techniques that you must follow, such as running a reel and a line. There are some shipwrecks that have been put down that have what we call swim-throughs. You can stick your head in a hole and see an exit point. But again, if you've not got the proper training, don't attempt this type of diving. One thing about learning to scuba dive and taking the extra classes, it's always a lot of fun. Always having a good time, meeting new people, going different places, and gaining more knowledge.
This type of diving can be exerting and strenuous, but it also can be relaxing.
And it's very rewarding as well. To think you're seeing something that was placed there as a habitat for fish, to watch it bring to life the ocean where life really didn't exist before. Fish always are around coral reefs. That's where they find safety, they find sources of food, and it brings life to the ocean. Without a healthy coral reef, we don't have a healthy ocean. Without a healthy ocean, our future could be in jeopardy. This was the base for one of those radar towers that we saw. You'll notice the perimeter around there, that rail, that's where a wheel would ride so they could turn that tower in any different direction. This is the garage, the tail of the ship. We're almost ready to end our dive to make our slow ascent to the surface. Now, when you're descending or ascending on a dive, you never want to go faster than a foot a second. Matter of fact, Dan is doing some studies. They're actually thinking about readjusting your ascent and descent speed. We'll see what they decide to do in the future. But right now it stands 1 foot a second. So we're about 100 feet down, so it should take us about 100 seconds to reach the surface. But now this is our second dive, so we're going to do a safety stop at 15 feet. We'll slowly ascend and we'll hang there as a group. You'll notice this bottle, that's called a hang bottle, and the line tied off to it is our run line. That hang bottle is there in case a diver does inadvertently run low on air so that he can hook up to that tank and do his safety stop to safely eliminate some of the residual nitrogen in our body. After we've done our 3-minute stop, we'll grab this rope, this hang line, this tie-off line, and run back to the ship. You'll notice the knots in it. It's there so you can pull. There's a pretty stiff current in this part of the ocean. So we'll pull ourselves back over to another line that's tied off on the back of the boat so that we can pull ourselves back to the ship. At this point, we're about 15 to 20 feet, but we maintain a nice steady swim back. We don't want to overexert ourselves, and we don't want to go too slow. So nice steady hand over hand. This type of a dive is a recreational dive or an advanced dive. It's not something that a beginner would want to do, something you would want to have a lot of experience because you're dealing with currents, you're dealing with the depth and the inherent dangers that come with diving deeper with the nitrogen. So this is something that an advanced diver would want to do. You'll see the ball, it's floating at the top of the line, which is our line leading back to the deck on the boat. This boat that we're diving with, it's owned by Captain's Corner. Does it look a little familiar to you? This ship was actually in one of James Bond's movies, License to Kill. We'll pull ourselves back to the boat, remove our fins, and the dive crew will help us back on board. And you'll notice the current. Notice how this ship is tossing and turning. This is not a dive for a beginner. This is definitely a dive for an experienced diver.
Now, talking about getting in the water, jumping off that boat into the water is such a thrilling experience. That boat sits about 4 to 5 foot off the surface of the water, and it's a nice jump in.
Yeah, we call that a wide stride. Right above the sea on that ship, on the captain's, is a gate. And that's where you do your wide stride off of that boat. And you'll learn to do your giant stride in your open water class. Pull your fins off. You'll learn a technique for doing that when you take your class, and then start pulling yourself up. Start breaking down your gear, start getting ready, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And we are in Key West, so it's 5 o'clock all the time there.
It's amazing to know that you can look out there and there actually is a big ship underneath those waves. You'd never even know it if you were actually just driving a boat across it.
Changing your own motor oil can save you money and time, but it can also be messy. From the moment the drain plug comes out until the last quart is added, it's anyone's guess where the oil will land. Keep it clean, quick, and easy with an oil change kit from Parts City Auto Parts, on sale for $5, including shop towels, a funnel, drain pan, and hand cleaner.
Cumberland Auto Parts, 718 West Avenue, Crossville, and 6149 South York Highway, Clark Range. Your Parts City Auto Parts store.
Parts City.
Hello, I'm Harry McCulley with McCulley Siding and Windows. Now ladies, I know you're all about your home looking its best. Whether it's replacement windows, siding, vinyl deck and railings, redecorating your kitchen or bathroom, or adding your own beautiful Better Living sunroom. At McCulley's, we know what you like and offer exclusive quality products and professional installation by our certified installers. Come see our showroom or go to McCulleySiding.com. Remember, we make home improvement easy. McCulley Siding and Windows, Crossville, Tennessee.
Need a website for your business? Maximum Site Design. Complete web design responsive with all current devices, desktops, smartphones, and tablets. With our SEO experience, we will move your business website to the top of the search engines. Visit us at MaximumSiteDesign.com.
Above and Below H2O is brought to you by Florida State Parks. Enjoy swimming, hiking, birding, picnicking, and more at Florida State Parks. From hidden beaches to historic landmarks, there's something for everyone. Discover the real Florida at 171 Florida State Park and Trail locations. Visit us online at www.floridastateparks.org.
Do you do Facebook? Find us on Facebook at Above and Below H2O. Then like us. Get to know more about the show. Ask us questions there.
Or if you'd like to learn more about scuba diving, got questions about it, or would like to take classes, find us on Perfect Reflection Scuba on Facebook. Last time we talked about learning to scuba dive using the recreational dive planner so you can chase your nitrogen clock. One way to increase your bottom time while scuba diving is to become nitrox certified. Nitrox is nothing other than oxygen-enriched air. Less nitrogen, longer dive time. It does have certain things to consider though. You have to know your oxygen window and your oxygen toxicity. So find a good instructor and get nitrox certified.